being hurt versus injured. So this is something that I've got from you a lot is you are always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a coach, the perspective of working with someone that is always hurt is very difficult because when you say, my shoulder's giving me issues, for me, that might be like, yeah, I'm not lifting today, or I'm not going to bench today, or I'm not going to do chest at all. Where you're like, I'm so used to this level of pain. Like, what do you mean? If I never lifted with my shoulder being at a 6, I would never lift. Where me, that 6 is like an 8. And I'm like, hey, I can't do dips today. My shoulder's going to explode. Where you're like, this is my all the time. So how do you decipher that level of hurt of which I'm good versus maybe I need to take it back?
If I can't safely do the movement, if I can't be under control, then I'll find a different workaround. If that might be a machine press, it might be just flies, it might be cables, it might be some other workaround to hit the same muscle group, the same target area I'm trying to focus on. But a lot of it, like, I kind of use, remember the hearing test we used to get in the military?
Yeah.
Your hearing gets worse, they just reset your baseline, just your new baseline. Well, my baseline for pain is I'm always at a 7. Everything sucks. But if I wait for that day where I have no pain, I'll just be waiting forever. Like, eventually you just have to kind of suck it up and realize, like, I'm never going to be a 600-pound bench press dude. I'm not going to be able to be that guy, but what can I do? Well, I can crush on 225. And maybe I just focus on repetitions and really, really good form, really, really in control, and then kind of stack it on from there. But yeah, I mean, I haven't had a pain-free movement in a long time.
It's hard to wrap your head around as a coach because for someone that is healthy and feels good, and I think a lot of people that listen to our stuff, maybe they haven't had big injuries or been hurt, for a lack of a better word. But when you do have those minor things, you're like, oh, like your shoulder starts nagging or something. You're like, is that what this person's feeling all the time? But until you felt that, you just, like someone says, oh, my shoulder's giving me issues. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, do this exercise, try this. But if you've had a shoulder tear, you're like, oh, like that hurts to even put his shirt on.
Yeah.
And I'm asking him to do like band pull aparts and all this stuff. And it's just, you don't realize like your back, you with your abdomen, like how much is involved with those small areas. Are like, oh, it's okay. It's just, you just had surgery on his abdomen. But then you're like, oh, wait, every time he braces, every time he bends, every time he gets up, every time he walks, even just standing still, because now his lower back's going into extension. You're not holding that tension. Like that is a lot.
It is, and you never really realize it until it's upon you. Like, man, I never really. Like, I tell guys with neck injuries, you never had a neck injury, and you finally get one. You finally realize what all the fuss is about.
Batman neck, like, trying to drive.
Oh, dude, like shoulder issues. Like, dude, when I was younger, man, my shoulders were the epitome of shoulder health. Like, I never had an issue, never had a tweak. I had broken collarbones and everything else. I was always good. And when it finally went bad, I looked at all the old guys. I get it now.
Yeah.
Everything sucks, dude. Wearing this kit sucks. Shooting sucks. Lifting, like climbing up and down this caving ladder. It's miserable. How are you guys doing this? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah, and that kind of quote has basically taken me through my entire career. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.